Okay, my friends, it's with great honor and privilege to present to you our founder, our CEO, a legend in the network marketing industry, the MLM guru himself, Mr. Armand Puyolt. Welcome aboard, boss man.
How's everybody doing? Thank you for being on today. It's very exciting to see everybody here. Now, let's talk. Let me see if I can bring this. There you go. There you go. Let's talk a little bit of what's happening, what's going on, and what's going on to the future, especially with what we're doing here. I got some good news. We have an English convention coming up in March that we're putting together. So it's gonna be
This meeting is being recorded.
So from this moment on, all you guys have to think about is this phenomenal convention that's going to be coming up in English. That we're going to do something phenomenal. All right. So we are working on that right now. Where is it going to be? It's going to be in Ontario, California. Obviously, because that way you guys can tour the facilities. You can do a lot of different things locally that you can meet and match. With all the perspective of what the company is doing and what it is. A lot of things that are happening right now, for example, is that we are putting together some big events coming up. And these big events are really major events that is going to show your business to the next level. And the reason I'm talking about that is because the way we're going to put these together are going to be amazing. And you guys are going to be very happy, proud, and absolutely just happy about what's going to be happening here into the future, because what we're doing is something amazing. Here's what's going on right now. We are going to be releasing a few products within the next few months. So you guys get to start getting ready for that. I think they're going to be some major mind-blowing products. One of the products that you guys will see going live is going to be this Orange Genius that we have produced. It's I think we've already, we've been working on it like crazy. Like, let me show you guys right here. It's right now, it's like what we've been doing, basically putting the stuff together, making it, trying it, sampling it. We have right now, every time we're putting together in the lab a lot of different stuff that we're going to be doing. So we've been trying a lot of this stuff out with leadership, see how they like it. If people enjoy it, we're going to be moving forward with it. A lot of people ask, what is the Orange Genius? Orange Genius is going to be a powder stick that you're going to put into a 16-ounce bottle of water, or a 16-ounce bottle or glass of water. And what it's going to do is it's going to create this fizz on it, almost like it's just a phenomenal fizz and a phenomenal foam that comes up with it. And when you drink it, it gives you a tremendous amount of energy, and your mind just works a whole lot better. Every time I drink this stuff, it's like I start smiling, I start getting giddy about it, start laughing, because it just makes you feel good, and then you don't stop talking to when you get this on. So one of the awesome part about this is when you guys are going to be talking about our products, we're going to be talking about a lot of different things. You take a shot of this stuff, I'm telling you what, you're going to get to sell. It's just that simple. It's very, very awesome. The one thing that I love about it is that it was designed. A lot of people have known me to create a lot of different products and a lot of different things along the way for network marketing. This product actually was designed to be a completely different company, not Vida Divina, right? And the beauty to this product is that we designed this actually because we wanted to create a network marketing company that was basically an English name. It's going to be for the English crowd. It's going to be, it was just a company that's going to be a whole new different feel with the same comp plan that we have at Vida Divina, and move that, forward. And we talked to a lot of leadership. We talked to a lot of leaders, and then all of a sudden, after all the talks and that we had, everybody everybody wanted the Vida Divina products too. So it kind of became absurd if we're going to open up a secondary company to launch this, and all of a sudden everybody still wants all these other products, right, that we have. So we decided to really keep it in and just keep pushing the English market in the way we're pushing it and trying to get it better and bigger, and obviously get the you guys growing as fast as possible. So make a lot of sound, you know. So it's very, very important. But what was it designed for? When we were putting together these products, I had a great friend of mine who was going to lead that company. You know, and the thought process behind it was this. You remember that movie where the blue pill and the red pill? Basically, I totally forgot the name right now. But basically it's either you want to remember, a lot, or what do you want? You want memory, or you want energy, so we kind of put something together that is similar to all that, and the thought process behind it was all the college students that are out there, university students. When we started trying this product out, I started trying it on my kids. My daughter is a university, she's going to the university. Both of my daughters going to university at this moment. And, we started testing it with them, basically, how did they like it? One of my daughters had it was all online, obviously, because of the year with COVID and everything else. So she was kind of crunching everything together. Then she had a final the next day. So she was trying to catch up with all her work so she can get to the final, and so it wouldn't be late. And she started taking this product all night long. She started taking it, just researching, doing everything she had to do, her homework and everything else, finishing everything else. By the time she got to the final, she took another one and she started doing the final, and she got 100% on that final. It was just amazing because, you think about it, she says, I could remember everything in the snap. So to me, that means there's a lot of there's a lot of great nutrition that comes in to help your mind, almost like to gas up your mind like gasoline, and make that engine move in that perspective. To me, that was very, very cool in the idea. So when we had the product, we started deciding, let's just try it out. You guys seen, people that show up to my house, like the diamonds that have been showing up. I've been giving them to them, and they've been, showing you guys, and they've been trying it. It's been pretty amazing, really. Everything else, like Melania, I think she just put it in, goes, I tried it, fantastic. A lot of people who tried it, just goes crazy for it. It's just, and everybody's asking, when is it launching? When is it coming out? When is it this and that? This product is just going to help you move everything forward in a very different way. And I've fallen in love with that product. Now, we also have a line of products that are going to be out by the convention that we're talking about. We're going to have the convention in March for the English market. And the idea is that we're going to be launching basically 4 electro shots products that are coming out. A lot of you have heard of the electro shots when we launched the company. We kind of had to put those aside for a while because, everything just went crazy and the growth was crazy. Everything was nuts, and everybody was growing and everything else. So we will be launching 4 electro shots. They're ready to roll. We're going to be, sampling them out and everything else within these couple months. The formula we created, I think it's awesome. It's not a liquid no more. It's a powder. But I mean, the amount of electrolytes, the amount of just kids are going to love this. Let me just put it this way. Sport teams are going to love this. People who are, active are going to love these, products. It's just going to be amazing. So to me, that is just, it's just a very, very cool thing. For example, people ask me, what are you guys going to do in flavors? All natural colors, because we're not using anything. For example, we're using mango, just straight out mango for one of them. It's like, we're using flavors that are, exactly like watermelon. We're using, there's a lot of fresh waters that in the Latin market that people usually see, and that's where we're basing a lot of these flavors from. And I think you guys are going to be very, very awesome. You guys are going to love these products as they're going to come out. It's going to be pretty amazing. So I want to talk to you guys about, since I'm here, do a little bit of a training, take a little bit of notes. And, as I'm updating you guys a little bit, I will get to the training part, which is, to me, is called the 10 deadly sins of network marketing, basically. So we're going to be talking about those 10 deadly sins for everybody and why, I really do think this is something that's going to help you grow if you know these things, right? Another thing that we're looking for, we are later on this August, late August, we're going to have a ring ceremony. And basically, we're going to have a lot of ring earners that from the company. They're going to come over to corporate and they're going to be receiving the rings. If you got that invite, you're one of them, basically. So it's not an open to everybody type of event, like a convention or something. It's more of, invitation only type of, we're only going to have the ring earners here in presence. And we're going to have, it's around 300 people that are going to be receiving very awesome rings. All the rings range from 100,000 and go up to, and one of them is going up to 8 figures, by the way. So we already have an 8-figure earner in the company. So it's going to be pretty awesome, what you guys are going to see and how many people, what they're doing and what they're accomplishing. And not only that, the stories of people like you starting from nothing and making it happen and becoming something powerful. To me, that is just the most amazing thing, listening to a lot of these stories, just like, we had one guy that was over during my birthday party. They came, one of the persons who came down, he's a diamond at this moment. And him and his wife were telling me about this story, really. They're in New York. And one of the things that happened was that they were living with multiple families in a place, in a home, because that's the only way to really afford for a lot of people everything. And all of a sudden now they have their own home. Every one of their children has their own bedroom. Little minor things that you might not see it as powerful, but I see it like, wow, that's a life change for a lot of people. That is a change of mindset. It's a change of, it's just a change of living, for your children. It's a lifestyle change, full circle. It's something that is amazing. I think everybody has an opportunity to really create something with that. And I think it's pretty powerful when you hear these stories, when you hear, the pain a lot of people have been going through, and all of a sudden, the glory that they've gotten to because of what they've reached. So it becomes pretty powerful. So I'm going to get to these 10 sins. And for a lot of people who have never heard me say this before, these are created, from my background and experiences and, and things that I've seen within the network marketing field. There's always an exception to the rule. Some people are going like, no, this and that will not work, or this and that is not right. There's always the exception of the rule. There's always a person who obviously went through it and did it or whatever, and it's okay. And there's a lot of facts to a lot of different things, but what I'm going to tell you is 10 things that are going to destroy your business if you do it. Okay? And the problem is that most people, don't even think about these 10 things. And when you start analyzing these 10, I call them sins, basically, it becomes, when you start analyzing that, and you start thinking, yes, that is the reason this happened, or that's the reason, yes, this is the reason why my network marketing company prior didn't work out. Or maybe this is where I'm having issues right now within my downline. There's a lot of different things that people can see, when you start talking. So I'm going to be sharing this right now. And, one of the things that I also want to talk to you guys about is about changing, the way you guys speak about opportunity claims. A lot of people love to talk about how much money they're making. A lot of people want to talk about how much money you can make and all that stuff. So just be careful in opportunity claims right now, especially. Unfortunately, with the administration that we have in the presidency right now. You may love them, you may hate them, doesn't matter to me. I mean, it's like, whoever's in the White House sitting doesn't really matter to our business. But in many perspectives, they don't like the type of business we do. So they've been really pinpointing a lot of different things. So, and they've been looking at it. We've already had, the FCC and FDA show up at our warehouse many times in the last couple of months. And, checking labels, checking this, checking ingredients, checking a lot of different things. And the things is that when we make claims, it can produce very negative things within the market. So one of the things that you got to understand when you're growing your business is try to maintain yourself without making claims, opportunity claims, health claims, very important, and try to do the selling. A lot of people go, well, how can I sell things without making a claim? How can I sell things without letting people know what my aunt went through and how she's well and all this stuff, right? A lot of people say, how can you do a lot of this stuff? Well, most companies, if you notice out there, they're not doing claims. For example, if you go to the GNC markets, if you go to the Walmarts, if you go to the Targets, if you go to everywhere, they don't make claims. They just tell you, they literally tell you how good the product is and what, you're going to be feeling good. For example, me, when people ask me, what does a tea do? I'm going to tell them, you know what? And this is the way I've always told them, is like, it's going to make you happy. What the effect of this is just going to make you happy. It's something that is, to me, is just awesome. Well, you have to experience it to really live it so you understand it. And people love that, right? Obviously we do talk about the lose 5 pounds in 5 days and all that stuff, which that's okay. But, when it's with medical claims that we're talking about, a lot of people, you got to be very, very careful. And here's one of the perspectives and one of the reasons that is very, very important now, because some of the changes in the rules due to the administration that came in is that you as a distributor gets fined if you say something wrong, not the company. The company may get a slap and a point in here, like a driver license point, like, hey, you did this, you got to do that. Or they may have to tell us, hey, you got to find this person, or you got to kick this person out, or you got to do this, that we were forced to do something like that. But you got to be very careful with that, because now they're coming after you guys. For example, just so you guys know, recently we had a Diamond member get fined $15K directly from them. And all he did was walk around with a bundle of cash in his hand online. And that was a fine. So you got to be very careful when you're doing things, because now they know you're making money, or if you're making, and they're going to find you because of that. It's just as simple. And the bigger the rank you get, the more attractive you are to them to collect and put money in their bank account. It's like a piggy bank for them. Who are we going to go after? The ones who are making some money, right? And what are we going to do? We're going to grab them. So let's be very, very careful on that. So opportunity claims, easy claims, like don't claim that this is going to be the simplest thing they're going to do in their life, because it's not. Tell them the truth. I always love talking to people with the truth. The truth is, this is hard. It's a hard business to do. It's very hard to understand it from the very beginning if you've never done network marketing before. You got to let people know the facts. You can say, look, when you learn this, it'll be easy for you. But it's going to take a lot of time to understand and to roll with what we're doing all together so you understand it very well. And people have to understand that off the gate, because if they don't, they're going to come into a lot of, they're actually going to blame a lot of U.S. leaders, saying, you told me it was going to be easy. You told me where I was going to get rich. You told me I was going to make a lot of money. And, they're going to be upset with the person who actually did that, and also the company, right? So it's better to really come forward and tell people, look, I am, I believe in facts. I believe in truth. I believe in telling people, look, this is going to be hard right now, the very beginning, which is true. You're going to have to learn to do the 5 steps. You might not like to sell in person, but you might get to love it. Nobody loves what they do at the very beginning, but when you start making the income that you're going to start making, you're going to start loving what you do. You're going to start loving talking to people. You're going to start loving, like me, going to theme parks, standing in lines that are an hour long, and being able to talk to people be in front of me and behind me. By the time I get out, I got 20, 30 orders of what, everybody wanting to try the product. basically because you're talking out loud. You're talking within, with somebody in front of you or somebody that's with you, so that everybody else is listening. So I love to do these things, right? It's like that's what I enjoy. I didn't like it at the very beginning. I'll be honest with you. I hired people at the very beginning because I didn't want to sell. I hired at $4.25 an hour back then. For you guys thinking, oh, you cheapskate, $4.25 an hour back then was a lot of money. That was a lot of money. People were, they were killing it. People professionals, were making that kind of money, right? There wasn't like the minimum wage. So it's very, very different, But so you guys have to understand that people have to understand from the very beginning that there's work involved. That way nothing that you do will, undermine their thought process of the business. You guys understand that? So the more you guys tell people the facts, the more they're gonna know what they have to do. So, and they grow faster when you do that. One of the other mistakes people make in network marketing basically is that they come in and they say, well, you know what? If you only build one leg and I build the other one for you, you're gonna be rich, right? And that's not a fact. So I wouldn't tell anybody that you will be building a leg for people. I don't tell people that to expect somebody else to build put a bunch of leaders on one side and everything else. When you tell them that, they'll expect it. When you don't and you put people in, they're grateful. See what I'm saying? They're grateful for the people that are falling into their organization. They're not from them. They'll be very, very grateful, but they're not expecting it. So the more you're frank with people, the more you tell the facts, the truth, it's going to be very, very cool. Do not try to front end load people. Don't try to force them to buy a lot of products at the very beginning. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. And these are not part of the 10 sins, by the way. This is a prior to the 10, right? And the reason I tell you don't front end load people is because they'll be very upset when they figure it out, right? And they're going to be very upset with you. So it's better to just do things correctly, just do things right. Push people. If they only buy tea, let them only buy tea. If they want to buy tea and 4 other products, fantastic too. That depends on how you tell the story and what you're telling them and what they need for the situation they're in. But yet, if they only need the tea, just give them the tea. They're going to be very happy. And they're going to come back for more. It's just that simple. So try that. Entitlement. Don't brush any entitlement to anybody about what their situation or what they're going to be doing or how they're going to be handling themselves within the organization. For example, I don't tell people, like you're going to be a diamond, so I need to give you these diamond lessons, and I gotta teach you this because you're going to be making a lot of money. No, I first see who's working and who's moving forward and who's creating these stories. And then I move toward them and I see how they're working with that, and I start building on that, because the way I see it is I'm not gonna entitle people, but I am going to train people when I see that there's a movement of a machine behind them that wants to make it big, that wants to create something magical in their life, that wants to do a lot of different things. And like I've told a lot of people, I don't try to push people to make it a lot of money, and I want everybody to make money. But and I want people to make money at their necessity, basically. For example, a lot of people who are here, and you ask the question, the very first question I ask when I recruit somebody into a business in network marketing, the first thing I ask is a simple question. I was like, what are you expecting? What do you need right now? And not what you want. Everybody wants to be a millionaire. Everybody wants to be rich. What do you need right now to make your life better? I mean, what do you need? Some people goes like, if I can make enough money to pay the rent this month, extra in there, that'll help me. If I can put food on the table this week without looking that'll help me. Some people will say, you know what, if I can make an extra $1,000 a week, that'll help me. Some people will go like, I need $10,000 a month, and that'll help me. Everybody has a different perspective of what they need in the business. And you may have a huge perspective. For example, you might be the one that wants to run for 7 figures. You might be that like Latasha or like David, that they're not going to stop. And they're like, you know what? I left my job. Latasha left her job at Verizon to do this full time. Now look at her. She's like a TikTok, fan, TikTok champ there, like everything else. She's dancing all over the place. As a matter of fact, just out of the story, the other day she asked me, what helps me with this and that? I was like, just dance more. That's all you need to do. You're going to make some more money. But here's a deal. When you entitle people, for example, when I ask people this question, what do you need? I'm actually, in many ways, even after the 5 steps, I'm always classifying people. And how am I classifying people? I'm sorting you into a certain position where I need you at, right? And what does that mean? Well, I'm going to sort people to work together, and I put them in the same chats and the same groups and everything else that want to make the same amount of money. So I kind of put circles and how much money people make. So people who want to make only 1,000 a week and 2,000, and they still want to watch their soap operas, and they still want to be with the neighbors talking business on the outside, and they still want to go out and see the kids and take them out. That's fine. Guess what? If they're happy that way, that's okay. But I group them together. Why? Because they're not pushing themselves at a major speed. I'm not making them, I'm not pulling on them, and I'm not pushing on them. So what happens? When they're happy because they're making some extra money, they're going to be there forever because they're going to love it. Now, if they aspire to be better, obviously you can move them up in the group wherever you need them, where they need to be, if they want to make more money and everything else. But I'm going to put a person, for example, if I put a David Marquez in a group with that only wants to do $500 a week, he's going to go crazy. Why? Because he wants to run and they don't want to run, and he wants to do this, but they don't want to do it. So why am I going to give him that havoc? See, a lot of people in network marketing, what they do is they group all their people together and they say, we're all going to do this. And why do people leave the business? Because they say, well, I don't have the time you do. I can't do what you're doing. I'm not you. I'm not this. Even though they have the talent to do it, people have to move at their own pace sometimes. So you got to respect that. See, so to me, it's very important, sorting through people. For example, and somebody who wants to make 7 figures, he goes, all right, man, I'm going to make 7 figures. Okay. I explain to them all the work that it takes to be 7 figures, and all the nights you're not going to sleep, and, all the hours that you're going to have to consume until you actually learn and move the kind of quantity. And once they understand that, I put them into the group. I says, okay, and I tell them, I'm going to put you in this group with 7-figure earners, but if I see you like they're trying to pull you and you're done moving, I'm just going to put you down in one group until you're ready, and then I'll move you back. See, so I'll tell people this all the time, every time that I'm recruiting somebody. Why? Because it's important for me that they are happy. That's the number one thing that people have to be. See, if you're taking notes, take this note. We are not a product company. It's amazing, right? I mean, people go like, whoa, what? We sell tea with, yes, we know. We have phenomenal products. I think the best in the world. Yes. But we're not a product company. Now number 2, we're not a money company. And people, whoa, but we got people making 7 figures and 6 figures, and people are changing their lives today. They just started yesterday. Yes, we know that. But that's just a benefit of what we do, but we're not a money company, and we're not a product company. We are a people company. And you got to understand that to run your business and to build a business, you have to be a people person. You have to talk to people. You have to know people. You have to understand people. You have to know, you have to know how to handle people fighting in your group, and you got to know how to handle people disputing in your group. You got to understand how to lead your group if one wants to go one way and the other one wants to go another. If one wants to do the 5 steps and the other one just wants to recruit 2 + 2 + 2 + 2, like other network marketing companies, which doesn't work that well. But I mean, people have the opening to do whatever they need to do. But you got to understand, as a leader, how to manage all these type of peoples. And that's one of the things that I do in the Rose Gold trainings is I teach people how to handle massive groups, how to lead massive group, how to manage massive groups, especially when you got thousands of people in your downline and everybody obviously has a different personality. So it's very, very important to understand all this. So one of the things that I want you guys to understand is that the reason I like prospecting and looking for 25 no's every day is because you learn how to answer the no. You learn how to, it's not about the no so much. It's more about how you respond to that no. How does that no affect you? And how do you get it to not affect you? For example, if I'm out there and I'm going like, hey, who do you know that would love to lose 5 pounds in 5 days? The product's organic. Even a 5-month-old can use it. The guy goes, okay, whatever. He buys, he goes like, well, I don't want it. Fantastic. You know what? My first answer would be, oh, thank you. I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And they're, especially when they're looking at you like, no, and they're like, no, thank you. I got to look for 24 more people like you. Thank you. And you go like, what? Yeah, I'm looking for 25 people to tell me no. That's it. That's my, and they'll ask questions. Why is that? Why is this? Why are you looking for the no? And it gives you an opportunity to explain to them what you're doing. And sometimes, guess what? Sometimes they fall in love with what you're doing and they end up signing up. See, so there's a transition of how do you answer the no that is very, very important. And a lot of people don't understand it. See, a lot of the other issues that people make when you're in a network marketing space, the biggest problem I think it is that you try to show people the product and then talk about the business at the exact same time. If you try to do that, what you're doing is you're downgrading the product because it's not that important no more to the money. And then people are going to go, oh, that's why he wanted to sell it to me. You're going to be making money. You're going to be, and if they're friends and family, you're killing it. I mean, you're just destroying everything that you're trying to build. Very simple. So I've always told people, try to sell the product first. Don't talk about the product. As a matter of fact, every person here should have, when you signed up to Vida Divina, the very first thing you should do with your leader is have a red ribbon ceremony, cutting ceremony for your business. I suggested this to everybody who I put into my team. When I'm recruiting, this is what I do with them. And I'm just going to explain to you why. I tell them, invite all your family and friends, everybody that you know. Tell them that you're going to do a grand opening of your business. We're going to have some chicken soup, something that's not that much. Why I like chicken soup? Because you can make chicken soup, and if more people arrive, you just put more water in the pot. Like just make more of it automatically, like magic. So it's like, let's have them, invite them for some chicken soup, invite them for, some snacks. It's only going to be a one-time deal. And guess what? You're going to invest in your family and friends, right? You don't have to go expensive. You don't have to go luxury, simple. Now, what do I do with these people? The very first thing I do is I tell them, okay, you're going to set up your table. The table, you're going to set up with all your products, whatever you want, whatever you have. And you're going to put a black sheet on top of it, right? And then you're going to put a red ribbon around that. Now, why do I do this? I do this so family knows what you're doing. You're not going to try to recruit people. You're not trying to sell them any product. By the way, if they're family and friends, do not try to even sell them product. Do not. Why? Because then you won't be invited to anything ever again, right? So do not try to sell them nothing. But you want them to be aware of what you're doing in case somebody else comes up and says, hey, I got this tea. Now they remember that you had the tea. And if you're family and they love you, most likely they're going to go to you for it, right? So remember these parts. Now, what did I do? At the very beginning, everybody's there. Everybody's chatting, some water, some drinks, some sodas, whatever it is. You're chatting, everything else, friends. Thank you for coming, everything else. After everybody's there, when at a certain point, don't make them wait too long. Just at that one point, you put everybody, get a little bell, a little cup, go bing, 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 bing. Everybody. At first, I want to again in front, right in front of the table. I want to thank everybody for being here because you're the people that I love, and you guys always supported everything I've done. And for me, it's so important for you guys to be here the day I open my business. So I do appreciate the time. I do appreciate you guys. I do appreciate everything, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden he goes, now I'm going to, I'm so happy that you guys are here for me to cut the red ribbon for my business. You take your scissors, you cut that red ribbon, clack, 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 clack. Red ribbon opens, you take the sheet off, and there's a bunch of product on the table. And then everybody go, oh, and everybody's waiting for you to tell them about the product. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to say nothing. Nothing. Just leave it on the table. Let them speculate. Let them think. Let them know. You're going to say nothing. All right? And you're going to have people right away that they love you, family, friends, and uncle. They're going to say, hey, I know, Rachel, that this is, I've been looking at my cell phone. I've been searching it, and I know it's this product. He goes, sell me some. I want to try the tea. I'm like, no, Uncle Paul, I'm sorry. I don't want you to ever think that I'm trying to sell to you or sell to the family or make you guys feel like you guys have to do that. I just wanted you here for my grand opening. That's all you got to say. Thank you. And leave it alone. And then somebody else is there. They're all searching on their phone because you're not telling them squat. So they're all lurking on the phone and trying to figure it out. And they're finding out what these products do. And they're doing all the research and everything else. But here's the thing. You're not selling to nobody. Now, by the end of the day, you may get one very stubborn person. Let's just say Uncle Paul comes back and says, hey, I know what you're doing. I know this. Don't leave me out. Look, Uncle Paul, I don't want to put you in because you may not be successful and then you're going to blame me my whole life. I don't want you to do that. But if you want to come in and you know that I warned you, it's not for everybody. But if you understand that, then yes, I can get you in. But I don't want you to blame me in the future. You got that? See, so I kind of put those things together for the family. At that point, whoever's interested are going to be interested. You're going to see who's interested. Who's not, you're going to see who's not, right? But that works every single time. The other thing I do to grow business quickly and fast, I teach people how to do home parties. Have you guys ever heard of a home party? Okay. Home parties, to me, it's not like the home party that you guys maybe know where you talk about the business, you get the PowerPoint on the TV, and you talk about every product, and then the business side comes up like you did here on the call. And all of a sudden now you talk about the business and all the bonus and all that stuff. No. A home party, we're only going to talk about products. That's it. Just like if you were at Mary Kay, just like if you were at Princess House, just like if you were at Jafra, just like any of those companies, all you do is have product, and you have product for them to taste, to share. You're going to talk about stories about the product. You're going to do a lot of different things, and then you're going to take orders for the product. That's all you do. Now, what do you do with all these orders? Well, if the person who invited you at the house is not in the business, those are all your prospects. See? And usually I do that with people that imagine you had an Aunt Joe who didn't like you no more because you got her into a business and she lost her money, she didn't do well, and she doesn't want to answer your calls no more because you think they're going to sell. Imagine talking to an Aunt Joe, call her up with a different phone that's not yours because she picks up, right? So let's just say she picks up and goes, Aunt Joe, hey, look, this is Armand. I want to apologize. I always start with, I want to apologize. I want to apologize for the money you lost because of me, or all the things that you've done. You try to support me, but yet you ended up losing. I want to do things well because I feel you're missing in my life. I feel you are, I love you, and I feel like I'm being pushed away from you. And I want to do things right for you. That way I don't have to feel that way no more. Would you help me do that? And then obviously she's going to say, yes, what's going on? I was like, look, I have a business. Don't worry. It's not about recruiting you. It's not about selling to you, but I have a business. And this is what I do. I usually do home parties and a lot of things like that. And I sell to people. And Joe, if you were to invite your people or your friends and family, neighbors, because, and they come over, we'll do a home party for you. I'll bring all the work. I'll bring all the products. I'll sell everything. And at the end, you make the profit. I'll give you the 25% or 50% profit of whatever we make. Does that sound good to you? See, and Joe's going to say, yeah, I don't have to do anything. Now you have a home party with 20 people. You explain the products. You do everything. You show people. Everybody's excited. Everybody's buying something. Even the person who didn't want to buy, by the way, was like, I don't want. And Joe will come up to her and go like, hey, just buy something. It's for my nephew. He goes, I'll loan you the money, right? Because she knows she's going to be making the money at the end, right? So at the end, everybody buys something, even if it's one product or two or three or four, whatever it is. At the end, what I do is I thank everybody. Obviously, during the home parties, you play some games, you do some giveaways, you do a lot of different things, but it's part of the magic that you're going to be doing as a home party. And at the end, you ask your aunt to come out, and Joe, come out in front of the room. I want to thank Aunt Joe for helping me. I just want to know that I do home parties for my business, as my business. And when I sell stuff, you guys make money. So here's the deal. Aunt Joe, right now, we made a lot of sales. Aunt Joe today made $345. Here it is. And I pull out a wad of money, usually is small bills. I never bring big bills, very small bills. Why? Because I want her to, and I crumble them up so that they stack up higher and higher and higher together, right? So I give them a $5, I go 5, 10, 50. And guess what? The more you're doing, the more excited people are in the living room, right? And then 20, 35, 45, 50, and they're falling. Now she has two hands trying to hold. You're still dumping money into her hands. And at the end, you go, look, I do home parties. If you guys are any interested ever in making a little bit extra money and inviting some people to your house, and I'm coming over and I do all the work and I sell, he goes, let me know. That's it. How many people you think they're going to say, I want to do this? See, if you do this every day, you have 20 customers automatically every single home party. If you do 2 home parties, that's 40 customers, 40 sales that you've done. If you're looking at it as a network marketing, that's how much is that, by the way, times $20? So now you're talking about, you just made a day, with $400, I believe. Right there. That's it. $800. Just imagine, $800 in your pocket. All you did was just show. Now imagine, now you start the process of the 5 steps. Now you're going to follow up with everybody who showed up to the home party. Now you're going to see if they like the product. Now you're going to see if they're, you're going to start sorting them if they want to be part of the business or not. But just imagine if you do 2 parties a day, if you schedule it in your agenda, 2 parties a day in the mornings, 1 in the midday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the midday, 1 in the morning, 1 in the midday. How fast do you think you would grow? People ask me, Armand, how do you get always to the top of the company? Guess what? Because I do things like this. I do things that move massive people, massive times really quickly. Why? I don't have time to go after one, then another one. I do that too, by the way. I go after one person here, one person there. But if I can get them in groups pretty quickly and faster, in groups of 10s, 20s, 25s, 30 people at a time, how fast do you think you're growing? How fast do you think you'll get to diamond? How fast do you think you'll get to, even a ruby residual income? Pretty quickly. See? And a lot of people think it's very difficult, and it's not. This is very, very, very simple stuff. So I do this all the time. This, obviously your aunt's happy now. She's happy with you. She made some money. You ask her, you want to do this again sometime? I'll always make, especially if she's giddy and all the money that she was trying to put into her purse now, guess what? She's going to say, yeah. He goes, let me see if I can put something together. And now she calls you mijo because, obviously now you're the son again, of your aunt, like the loved one, You're not that guy who made her lose money no more, right? So it happens all the time, but you have to understand that we are a people company. So if you make people smile, you will grow. It's just all it's about. You will grow. If you help people get what they need, you will grow faster. That's all it is. There's no tricks about this type of business. It's about how many people we're helping. And because you are helping, the residual is that you will make some income. And you'll keep growing that income along the way. And that becomes pretty cool. So as we are talking about that, a lot of people don't understand that the simplicity factor of a business in network marketing, the simpler you make it to yourself, the faster it's going to go. See, when I was younger and I was doing this, the way I would announce would be in a newspaper. I would have ads in the newspaper. I know newspaper, a lot of you are going like, newspaper, you a dinosaur. There's no newspapers no more, right? But I'm a happy dinosaur. But here's the thing. Well, I used to put ads in the paper and saying, I'm looking for people who want to do a home party, with some phenomenal products that I will bring, I will sell, and you will make the money. I'll do all the work. You know how many people I used to get just contact? I used to even pass them to my groups. Like I had so much, like here, at that time. Now imagine doing the same thing, but now with analytics in Facebook, they can pinpoint in certain areas. Just like saying, okay, send it around your area only, or around your house, 60-mile radius or 30-mile radius, and just send that out on their Facebook, and you pay $20 for it to show up everywhere. How many people you think you would, say, yeah, or I'm interested? Another thing I used to do, to get massive amounts of people into my business really quickly, is I used to have calling parties or texting parties where I get together my whole team. Everybody would come over to my house. We'll sit down. We'll say, okay, today we're going to call. Let's just say we're going to go through or let's just say it's a text message. We're going to go through all our messages, all the people, because how many people you guys have on your phones? More people than you know, right? Sometimes you run into a name and you go like, I don't remember him. Who's that? Right? So imagine all those people. You get everybody in your text. All you got to do is text one message to people. Very simple message. And I bet if you guys do it now, you'll get a response before we're over with this today. And the only message I send them is like, hey, look, I'm sorry to text you at this moment. He goes, I know your time is valuable, but I need help. Can you help me? That's all you got to say. And before you text, figure out what I'm going to do that. When that happens, people are going to, obviously, if you send that to everybody, even 20 people or 50 people only a day, just send to all 50 people, just whoever it is, just randomly to 50 people that they know you because they're on your phone. And they're going to get back maybe 10% saying, yes, Alma, yes, I will help you. What do you need? Next text message from you is, thank you. Look, I'm in a competition with a team in sales, and I'm about 5 products away from being number 1. Is there a way you can help me with just one product if you can? Or what do you got? See, what the thing is, when they do that, guess what's going to happen? They're going to say, some of them are going to say, one product? Yeah, I'll buy one product from you. No problem. Yeah, I'll buy 5. I'll buy 5 off so you can win, depending who it is, right? But let's just say they buy one product. What's going to happen? They're going to try the product. Then you're going to follow up with them. You're going to say, how did you like the product? Then you're going to start sorting them. And then you're going to start duplicating them. 5 steps. It all comes down to the exact same thing. But once they try the product, once they ask you, what is it? What can I help you? Look, I got coffee products and I got teas. What do you prefer? He goes, now I got this phenomenal. He goes, our number 1 product is this detox tea. You're going to love it. Or we got this weight loss coffee. That's just fantastic. What do you prefer? And then they can buy the product from you and that's it. And you follow up. See, those things create a lot of magic really quickly. Now, they're not going to work forever because you're going to run out of numbers in your cell phone. But you got teams growing now underneath you with cell phones and more people. So when I used to bring people to my house, we used to say, everybody needs to send at least 25 text messages, everybody. So I had 50 people in my house. Everybody was sending 25 text messages. If I had 100 people at my house, everybody was sending 25 text messages. And it's random. I said, like, don't even pick them, just go right down. They say no, next. That's it. So if you just try that today, you will see a result, because everybody wants to help. Everybody wants to help you, but you never give them the opportunity to. And that's one of the big issues. Okay. Well, I don't want to take a lot of you guys' time, so I'll get to the training of my 10 deadly sins in network marketing that will destroy your business. All right. The very first thing, the sin number one to me, or the first error people make that is very, very deadly to your business, is that people overinflate what the product does or the business. And we talked about that a little while ago. So number one, don't go out there and overinflate. Don't go out there and say, hey, I got the tea, and the tea will make you lose weight. It'll lower your diabetes. It'll lower this, and your cancer levels are going to be better. And all, you can start aiming a lot of different things. It may help a lot of people in those sectors, yes, but the more things you apply to a product that they can do, the more incredible, it's not unbelievable it is. You see what I'm saying? And you lose the perspective of people looking at your product. I rather focus on one exact thing. Like I tell people, hey, he goes, I got this product that, man, it's going to make you happy. I mean, when you try it, you're going to be so happy you try this. Or I would say, hey, how about losing 5 pounds in 5 days? Do you know anybody that will want? Because this really can help you. But only stick to one thing. That's it. Don't talk about anything else. If it's going to the bathroom, he goes, hey, look, I got a tea here that I don't know about you, but I love a lot of fried foods and I have a lot of constipation, but with this tea, it's helped me. Right? So that if you stick to one thing, you're going to sell it. If you stick to multiple things, you're making it, the more things you add to it, the more non-believable it is. Okay? So, the same thing goes for your business. The more things you say about your business and what your business can do and what you can do for it to grow, the more you talk about it, the more you will lose, because it becomes not believable. That's the reason when I talk about the comp plan, I only talk about the 50-50-50. I don't mention the cars. I don't mention the trips. I don't mention, all the other bonuses. I just mentioned where you can make money now selling it hand to hand, which is not in the comp plan, by the way, 50%, but you can make from $20 to $35 depending on how much you're selling it, right? And then for product, and then after that, I talk about the fast start, maybe depending on how I saw the expressions, And at the very most, the third one would be the check match. I would talk about, but nothing else. I would not touch on binaries. I would not touch on residual. I would not talk on anything. And the reason I do that is if you keep it simple, even to just the selling the product and earning 50%, any salesperson out there that's making 10% will jump on that. Right? So it's just selling points that you can do, but don't overinflate it. Just talk about one thing. All right? Number two. And this one is a very bad claim that people do, and it's a bad sin, is lying about your income. The worst thing people do, I think, in this business is lie about their income. They want to look good. I know that. They want to present themselves. Some people go and put themselves in debt and buy themselves a very nice car or a Gucci belt or some Gucci shoes so they can show off a little bit. But guess what? At the end, if you're lying about your income, they're going to find out. And when they find out, you're a liar, just straight out. People are going to look at you as a liar. And that hurts your business tremendously. And it might not hurt it now, but when they find out, they're not going to want to work. They're not going to want to build the business. It just, everything crashed. If that's a lie, then everything else must be a lie, right? So that's the way they're going to see it. I would tell them the truth. If you're not making that much money right now with Vida Divina, guess what I would tell them? I'll tell them, look, I just started. This is my income. So you guys know. Look, and I'll show it to them. But I know what I want to do, and I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money, and I want to make there. And I'm going to get there. I'm inviting you to be part of this journey with me. But I would be honest with them. Because if you're honest with them, like I said, the mindset is completely different. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to help you and help themselves get to a certain position. Number 3, negative talking. This is one of the worst things. I hear a lot of people, we're not professionals in the industry. Whatever negative happens in your home or with your spouse or in your family, or something that's happening that makes you cry and makes you upset, and then you're spewing this stuff over to your team, it destroys your team. Because most people left issues like that so they can start their own business to do this. And the last thing they want to do is take on your stuff. Plus, negative talking within the team, if you permit that, it'll destroy your team like a cancer. So one of the things that I tell people all the time is, if you hear negativity within your team, I'll go and step in the middle. I usually do. If I hear there's something happening, I'll get both of them together and says, hey, stop. Okay, let's fix this right here. Let's talk about it. And I don't want to hear it ever again, because this is going to destroy our business. Because now it's our business we're dealing with, not just yours, right? So a lot of people don't even know they're speaking negative. A lot of people start speaking negative of other leaders. Like, you might not like, let's just say, a Emmanuel Wilkins, for whatever. He might smile the way you don't like it. I don't know, right? And some people will go like, I don't like him because of this and because of that. And all that negativity just destroys what you are and who you are and everything else. Number 4, inconsistency. You got to be consistent in everything you do and say. Remember, people that joined you have faith in you. It's not about the company, it's about you that brought them in. And if you permit for anything that you tell them you will do something and you don't, you will destroy that bond that people would have. If you decide that you tell them you're going to help them, this is the reason I tell people, do not tell people you're going to help build their legs or build their business, because they take that seriously. And guess what? When you don't do it to their perspective, because you might do it with all your heart, what you wanted, what you were thinking of, but that's not what they were thinking, right? You want to say, look, I'm going to help you with your business and you're going to make it pretty quickly and we're going to do this. But you were saying in your heart, I'm going to help you with all the questions, with anything you need, what you're growing. And they're thinking you're going to be putting people in there so they can grow. So, be consistent with what you're saying all the time. So if you say something, do it. It's just that simple. If you say something, that is not, no. Number 5, spending more money than you make. This is one of the biggest problems as people start making money in network marketing, is you start spending more money than you're making. You just start spending money left and right. I suggest with all my heart that you start, using right now anything you need for your home, for your bills, for, obviously that comes number 1. Then as it's growing and you're making more and more money, try to hold everything at a 10% and save the rest. Literally save the rest. Spend up to, 10%, 15%, maybe 20%. I would keep it at 10 if it's possible. And spend the rest. Live on 10, spend the rest. Spend the rest. Live on 10, save the rest. Right? I know. And this is true even for me. It's like, for example, let me tell you, a lot of you seen my house that we have right now, right? But before this house, we lived almost 17 years in a beautiful house. We have 6 kids between Esther and I. And everybody had their own space. Everybody had their own room, everything else. But it was the same house for 17 years, 17, 18 years almost. And people don't know that, but we didn't have a house payment. We didn't have nothing. Everything was going right into the bank and being saved. We didn't have luxury cars moving around. Only had the Rolls Royce. That was just that one, and maybe a Mercedes that I bought earlier. But that was it. I mean, everything else was just being put into the savings. And thanks to that I did that, by the time that we needed to build Vida Divina, we had the money to do it because it was all saved up. Everything was there. So we had enough to really start and launch a company. Remember, the very start, we spent over $24 million just to get started. You know, a lot of people go like, wow. Plus all this money that we spend after the fact, you know, and all the split to the date, you know, it's like millions after millions after millions that we never expected that. Somebody who doesn't know can lose really quickly if you don't know what you're doing. So it's very, very important that, you know, you do not spend more, you know, try to live in small, because here's the a definition of rich for me, just so you know. So a lot of you might think rich is like on TV, you know, all those people with the chains, the Gucci clothing, and all that. No, that's BS. Being rich, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. It's having time freedom. That's being rich. What does that mean? Well, if you have a small house, it doesn't matter. You know, little tiny house, doesn't matter, but it's paid for. You have a little tiny car, maybe nobody likes it, but it's okay, but it's paid for. And everything you're making, all you're doing is spending on what you need. If you want to go on vacation, you can. If you want to go around the world, you can. If you want to do this, you can. You're not held to anything else. See, the problem right now people have, even millionaires that you guys call them, a lot of these guys, because I know a bunch of them. I mean, I got neighbors that are they're horrific at this. They owe everything. They owe 100% of their house. They own the car. They owe their clothing. They own the credit cards. Their credit cards are maxed out. They're making $1 million a year, and guess what? All that money is going to making payments, and they still owe money. That's horrific. That's being poor to me, because now you got to work harder to make sure your style of life doesn't end, and it will end at a certain point if you're not making enough money. But if you see a person who, you know, I look at the shirts I use, you look at the jeans I use, look at the, you know, I'm not going to go buy $300, $400, $500 jeans, you know, like or stuff like that. There's no need. I don't have a Gucci belt. I do have some Gucci shoes, but not because I purchased them, because some affiliates gave them to me for like a gift or something. But if you look at things and you see things, you go like, well, do I really need it? If I don't, I'll just live without it. Guess what? You can grow a lot faster because of that. Number 6, stealing. One of the worst things people do is steal. Now, I don't mean about stealing money from people. Well, actually, that is, or stealing like a bank. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, let's just say you had a friend who says, can you give him a call to help me close this guy? And all of a sudden you're calling this guy. And you're calling, and then you feel this guy, he'd be better with you instead of with him because, and you took him and you signed him. That's stealing. If you took money from somebody so they can make their order because you're going to help them, and you never made their order, but you kept their money, and you just handed them some of your product, that's stealing. If somebody, you know, if you try to do things that, you know, because it's going to help you grow, but it's going to screw somebody else, guess what? That's stealing. And the more you do that, unfortunately, this industry of network marketing is so small that everything somebody does, it goes around the world pretty fast. And you will be famous for it. And you don't want to be famous for being that person. You just don't. It's not. So try not to, try to move people. What else is stealing? It's telling somebody, hey, I'll sell you product, but if you stay out, of your position and you don't activate it for 6 months, and I'll keep sending you product, and then in 6 months you sign up again with me. That's stealing. That's stealing somebody else's income, somebody else's work, somebody else's everything. So there's a lot of it, so you gotta look at it that way. Number seven is sleeping around with people in your team. Unfortunately, you work with people and you think that, people listen, but there's always the one or two people that in your team, they get together and they're in each other's hotel rooms at a convention and they're doing a lot of different things they shouldn't be doing. Don't do that. If you're going to try to find love, look for love outside the business. You got to look, and I'm telling you what, sometimes it's not stoppable. I mean, sometimes you do find somebody that you fell in love with, unfortunately, and within the business, but you got to make it work. You got to understand that the minute it doesn't work, you destroy your team. People love her, people love him. All of a sudden, everybody, like in a divorce, goes, oh, I hate him now, or I hate her now. And it'll destroy it. And I've seen more teams get destroyed that were seven-figure earner teams because of this issue than anything else. And it's just about trying to hook up with somebody. You can't sleep with somebody and try to forget about it later. It just doesn't happen. So you got to make sure that, you're protecting your team every single way. And that, you're always neutral no matter what the situation is, but try to keep that away. And sometimes you can't avoid it. I mean, we find some people that they found each other and all of a sudden they're sometimes in different legs and different businesses within Vida Divina. And all of a sudden they're together and they're getting married. Okay, fantastic. It happens. Like I said, there's an exception to the rule to everything. But the majority part, try to keep it away because it will destroy. If it doesn't work out, it will destroy the team. If it works out, fantastic. If it doesn't work out, it will destroy your team. It's just as simple. Okay. Number 8, public drinking or addictions. If you go to a bar and you're sitting at a restaurant and there's a distributor or affiliate with you, do not take the drink, do not take the beer, do not take the alcohol. Do not. It will destroy your team. And some people go, well, I can handle alcohol. I can handle it. I can handle a lot of stuff. Guess what? I've seen a lot of people get destroyed because one person drank and starts spewing what he really feels or she really feels about somebody else. Angers come up and stuff comes up and a lot of different things come up when there's alcohol presence. Stay away from anything. If somebody's an addict and they like smoking whatever they smoke or whatever it is, don't do it away from the team. Do not let the team see you're doing it. It's like your kids. Do not let your kids see you drinking. Do not let your kids see you are smoking. Do not let your kids see that you're an addict. Same thing as your team. Your team are your kids. Do not let them see that. If you want to do that, do it on your own time. But never let people see you drink. Now, sometimes, because everybody's an adult here, we'll go to a place and everybody wants to drink their margarita, drink this and drink that. Guess what? No. If there's one distributor, if you went to a party, nobody was in the company, that's fine. But the minute you saw one distributor that you knew, even from another team, show up, you do not. So you stop drinking at that point. I'm telling you, it will destroy your team. If people see that you have addictions, they will not trust you. And it's true. Number 9, hogging the spotlight. If you are a leader, you want to make sure other people have the light. You cannot duplicate with other people without letting other people grow. Do not let other, don't be the one that only wants, you are the only one in your team that wants the spotlight. You're the only one that wants to do the PowerPoint. You're the only one that wants to do the meeting. They can't do nothing because you have to do it. No. That's not the way to grow. You'll only grow to where you run out of time. But you want to grow, you got to duplicate who you are. Look at Imparables right now and all these conference calls that are throughout the whole week that are here. We have almost 2 conferences a day with the team, and I have a different diamond do a call every day, every call, every different diamond, every call, different diamond. And what does that do? I want to put light on people. I could do all the calls myself, but I'd rather give the light to other people so they can grow. Because guess what? When I fly around the world, I don't go around the world so people go like, oh, I met Armand and hug him and everything else. No, I go around the world to edify the leader who is there. So when I leave, that leader has the light and can still manage the team when I'm not there. To me, that's more important. You guys got that? So every single time you go anywhere, if you go visit another team, make sure another city where a leader in your team is there, your job is to edify that leader. Not edify you because you're the big leader that comes in and everybody wants to meet you. Your job as a big leader is that you already have the fame. People know who you are. But when you show up, it's to edify the leader who's there. See, that is powerful. So that starts happening quite often. People keep hogging the spotlight because they want to be more and more famous. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather not be famous, but I'd rather be a 7-figure, 8-figure earner. It doesn't matter if they know me or not. It doesn't matter if people read my books or not. It really doesn't matter. All it matters is if my leader edified enough so he can manage that team when I'm not there, because I can't be flying back to where he's at every single day. I can't be going across the United States to the East Coast every day for those people who are there. I need a team member who's there that's edified and strong enough that he can handle that. I can't be flying back to Mexico every day also. I can't be flying to Peru or Colombia or Ghana every day. We need to establish leadership and share the light with other people. The more you do, the more you will grow. Okay? Number 10, avoid at all costs getting into a success coma. And what is a success coma? Success coma is when you decided that you hit a rank and the money you're getting in that rank, you're like happy, like, oh my God, I'm making so much money now. I got my Mercedes, I got this and I got that. And all of a sudden, you put yourself in auto control. Like you're now in like the Teslas driving themselves. Like you don't care no more, right? It's so important that you never lose focus and you can continue on growing. I've lost, and I'll be honest with you, I've lost like 25% of my diamonds here at Vida Divina. They're still here, but 25% of them, 25%, just imagine this, went into a success coma as soon as they hit diamond. And now their ranks are dropping, they're falling, and they're squandering, and now when the rank falls so low that because they didn't do nothing and their team was working on their own and they all fell apart. Now when they see that they need to grow because they can't pay the bills no more, now they get worried. Now they start trying to turn on. Now they try to do everything else, but they already killed their team. Everybody fell apart. Why? Because when monkey see, monkey do. When the leader is not there, the followers don't do it also. So you got to learn that until you have stable leadership that is running the groups on their own, then maybe you can retire. But until then, you cannot. Like, for example, I would not retire today. I keep working every day. Every night I'm working. Why? Because no matter how many pillars we have over, 200 rubies and above at this moment, with over 500,000 reps in the business, I still need more. I need more pillars because I got to keep growing pillars so the company can get more massive and more massive every day. And I'm always searching and looking for great pillars. So do not get yourself into a success coma. Be grateful when you get to a certain position, but at that position, let's just say you hit diamond, you got to modify your goal to go double diamond. Then you got to modify your goal to go triple diamond. Then you got to modify your goal to go crown. How cool would that be? How many of you would love to get one of these? One of those, imagine. So you're holding that. You know what this means right here? This pin means that residually, you are bringing in very close to, with check match and everything, very close to 250 to 300, maybe 500,000 a month, residually, extra money. Would that change your lifestyle? Would that change your life? Would you be able to help everybody you want at home? Everything we have is to help you. So those are the 10 things that you can do to destroy your business. I want you all to just if you took notes, just linger back and read them over and read them over and read them over and avoid these things, because they will really destroy you completely in your business and your growth and everything else. But I want you to also look yourself in the mirror and says, where am I going? What do I want? How big can I grow? Everybody who's here right now, I want you to, in this chat right now, I want to know what rank you want to hit by, let's just say, December. How do you want to finish this year? See, and I'm seeing a lot of you, as you are writing in the text, you are writing something so simple as gold, silver, platinum, rose gold. Some of you are diamond, you say, some of them, whatever. Now, every single one of you that wrote whatever you wrote here, or whatever, whoever you are right now at this moment, I want you to write that rank on the top of your notes. Just the name of the rank. And I want you to put December, because it's December when you want to hit it. Now, I want you to read it back to yourself right now, loudly. I want you to hear it. One more time. I want you to hear it. Read it back. I want to hear it. I see most of you not. Go ahead. Now I want you to understand one thing. When you're reading that, was it simple to say? Let me explain the reason. It's simple to say. Because you're thinking in half the speed. You can be double that. So I want you to scratch that rank right there. Scratch it off. And I want you to double the points. And that's the rank that you should be at. By December. Do you think you can do it? Say yes. Do you think you can do it? Say yes. Do you think you can do it? I would say yes. I want you to be a pillar. I don't want you to think small. I want you to think at the maximum capacity that you can produce. I want you to believe in yourself to the point that you know that you can be something that is greater than you can imagine. You know, a lot of people, the reason they think that they can't, because your whole life you've been thinking and you've been listening to people say you can't. But the moment you understand that the possibility of you growing and you becoming something larger than life is there for you, you start understanding that you can become anything you want in this lifestyle. You understand that you can create, you can be any position that you want. Nothing's holding you back no more. The only thing that holds you back is you. Your mindset, your thought process, your fear. And the thing that I tell people every day is that fear is a liar. Fear was put on in this world to keep you in place, to keep you poor, to keep you hurting. Fear was only brought on this world to make sure that you don't prevail. The most beautiful thing to do is succeed. When you have all the tools that you need in front of you with Vida Divina, you have the opportunity to be whatever you want to be, whatever rank you want to be at. And nothing should hold you back. There's a saying out there that says, when people are a part of something greater than them, like this ark, then finally you shall live. But when you think of yourself as the only destination, you may get stuck halfway there or might never make it. You must understand that you must be willing to do something you have never done before to get to where you have never been before. Every single one of us is here for a reason. Every single one of us has heard the powerful stories that many, thousands of you have as you're growing. as you're building, as you're looking forward to what's next? How many success stories do you need to hear before you start building your own? Before you get the courage to move forward? Before you lose the fear to speak to other people? You got to be addicted to progress every single day. And you got to forgive yourself for not knowing that you could have done it before. You got to forgive yourself for not permitting yourself to succeed before. You got to forgive yourself for not being able, for thinking you couldn't do it and you were stuck. And you lived and your family has lived in the position that you're not happy about. You got to understand that many people can watch me grow. A lot of people can mock me and say different things and horrible things. A lot of people can block me on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff because they're looking at what the growth that we're doing. But people only have one choice. It's either join me, because no matter what they do, they cannot stop me. And that's the thought process that you have to go through. I would stand in the mirror and I would say, and I repeat myself every day, it says, I can do this. I can do this. I can, and things were scary. For a lot of people who do not know, when I left my last company, I left a 8-figure check that was coming month by month. 8 figures went away to start from zero. And that was a big jump. My family, a lot of people around me, friends, leaders that are here with us today would tell me, say, you crazy? Why are you doing this? Why? I would never do that. You're crazy. Guess what? I repeat after me, I can do this. I will do this. I will succeed. And everything that we do, every step that we take, you have to have a thought process that nothing can stop you. Because there's no sense being pessimistic in this world. Because it wouldn't work anyways, right? A pessimist will never make it. But if you're positive and you're growing, you got to understand that you're going to be living give yourself a year. I always tell people, I give me 1 year, but 100% of what you can do for 1 year. Give me 1 year. You're going to sacrifice time with the family? Yes. You're going to sacrifice not watching your novela? Yes. You're going to sacrifice not being able to go to some baseball games for your kids? Yes. You're going to sacrifice some things that you have to do or dates that you would have taken with your husband or boyfriend or whoever it was. But if you sacrifice 1 year and put 100% of your time, your life, you will not recognize 1 year from now. The life you stand before you at this moment will be completely different into the future if you just did the work. See, you can either, one thing, you can produce the work, cry about it, complain about it, but do it. Or you can be in the position you are at this moment. See, the way I see it, my friends, is that 99% of the people who quit, throw the towel, think they can't, let fear push them, works for that 1%. And you can't be that 1%. You can't be that 99% of people who want to fail. God put you on this earth to be different. God put you on this earth to be somebody. He put you on this track with us at this moment because he wanted to influence you with so much talent that you see in these cameras. He put you in this world and he put you right here and right now at this moment in time so you can start thinking, what am I doing right now? What can I do different right now? I've had success for over 30 years now in this business. A lot of people say, what does success look like? Well, I can tell you, there's a ring here, there's another ring here, there's another ring here, there's another ring here, there's another ring. These are all multi-million-dollar rings. Look at this. Different companies. Every single one. Look at this. Some giant ones, some small ones. Guess what? What do these rings mean to me? Nothing. The only thing it means for getting those rings is that I was able to help my family, help many people grow. That means a lot more. Get you to the positions that you need to be. Every single time that you look around, please understand that the way you will grow into the future is knowing that you can achieve it, that you were born to achieve it, that you will be the ones who show the world that it's possible. See, every single time I've started a company, people have told me that is impossible. First day with Vida Divina, 43,000 people signed up. Never, ever, ever, ever in history of network marketing has that happened in one day. In 7 days, first 7 days, we had over 68,000 people in the business. That's never happened. We made over $23 million in sales within the first 3 months to the end of the year. How cool is that? That's never happened. That was more money than companies that were 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. But it's not that we had a great product or we had a great company or that I was a great leader. It had nothing to do with that. It had a lot to do with people being hungry, people needing an opportunity, people need to change the lifestyle for the kids. And you have in your possession at this moment a project that can take you from tragic to magic. But it's up to you now, what you decide. It is up to you now if you work. It's up to you now if you decide you're going to do this. Like I said before, you decide your future. The tools are there. The company is here. Everything is ready for you to be great. But we're just waiting for you. We're waiting for you to decide what you want to do with your story. Everybody can have your book out there with your story on it. Well, how does your chapter end? How does your chapter end at the end of this? What's going to be the last things you see in your chapters? What are you going to let the world know that you accomplished? Or are you going to let them know what you failed? Are you going to be in the future telling your kids what you could have done, what you should have done? Or are you going to tell your kids what you did and why their life is better? Why your grandkids' life is better? My friends, you have great potential in front of you. I'm telling you this. I'm no something special. I'm not special in many ways because I was born just like you guys. We're born with the same abilities. I was born into a poor family. I didn't have no silver spoon. I went through a lot of pain, like most of you. I've seen hunger, like most of you. I've lived hunger. I lived with no roof on top of my head. I've lived in a position where I don't desire it for anybody to live. And when I went through that, that's when we make the decision and says, we're going to work. Because we're going to work, we're going to work, we're going to work, we're going to work every day. So that never happens again to anyone in my family, in your family, or anybody that I know. When you are here today, you have to make a decision on what you're going to do. Because I'm looking for pillars, like David said. Every day I'm looking for pillars. I'm searching around. People are sending me great leaders, great people, great voices. I'll say this today. Yesterday, for quite some time, Natasha sent me a video of Melania Nunez here. Phenomenal. I feel this girl can go far, can be somebody, can be more than what you paint yourself to be. That's for everybody here. But you just got to be willing to take that step now, or keep waiting. Either you got to take that step and move forward, or you're going to keep waiting the rest of your life, or until you decide. See, I tell everybody all the time that, see, on top of the success mountain, your name's already there. It's in a plaque. It's already there. Nobody can remove that. Nobody can take it from you. See, a lot of you think that if you didn't make it today, you didn't make it tomorrow, you'll never make it. Fantastic. But I'm telling you one thing, that success plate, that on top of that mountain, that is yours, is always will be yours. It is yours now. The only difference is how quickly or how soon will your family enjoy your success? Are you going to wait 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, a year, a lifetime before your family sees your success? Or will you do that now? How soon are you going to take that? Like I said, I've always said one thing, and I've said it here before. How many stories do you have to listen to of success before you decide that it's your turn? How many cold markets, warm markets you have to touch? How many happy people, cold people you have to touch before you decide it's your time to shine? When it's your time. See, opportunity comes and goes. And we will always be here for you. But if you decide you don't want to do this as fast as you want, who's the one that loses? We don't lose. You lose. Your family loses. So it's very important that you decide now and wake yourself up and say, this is my time. wake yourself up and says, it is my time to shine. Because it's your God-given right when you were born. And a lot of us look at it and see things like I see in you guys success. Sometimes you don't see it. I see it. But sometimes you got to turn around and says, whatever's holding you back, for whatever reasons that's holding you back, you have to learn to say, I forgive myself for the errors I've made, or what I've done in the past, or what I did in another company, or what I lost in another company, and give yourself another opportunity to be successful. But that all starts with you and today. So, my friends, the English book, this book right here, will be out by the end of this month. Just so you guys know, I'm not here to sell it. That's not what I'm here for. But just so you guys know, this is not a book you read from page 1 to the end, like a story. This is a manual. And the way I built this is almost a handbook. So you would go to, for example, let's just go to here, and you can find out how to do a 3-way call, how to do correctly a conversation, how to do a meeting, how to do, anything you want to figure out and how to. It's kind of like having me in your pocket. And I will explain to you exactly how to promote events, how to team etiquette, how monthly a success plan, how to create a monthly success plan that is successful, retention, becoming a better closer, issues that a lot of people have, like mindsets, goals and aspirations, the 3 envelope strategy that we use all the time and that we teach all the time. Who is your boss? The power of 5 is very important if you could learn these power of 5s. Attracting the right people, scoring activities is very, very, very important. A lot of different things are in this. All it is you read what you need, you go to the chapter, you grab the information from that particular chapter, and then you do it, you repeat it, and you duplicate it. That's all it is. So I do appreciate everybody who's on, who listened to me rant for a little while, but I love you guys all. I think that success is in our hands. We built this company to have success, so you have success. We built this company for the success of millions and millions of people. And here's the fact.